What's up, guys? It's Mr. Lee Redmond here with a new series on FM13. This will be the last series that I start on FM13. I am actually recording this a week before FM14 comes out. This will replace the El Real Oviedo Rags to Riches series, which I've obviously now finished due to getting sacked by Oviedo. Did take over Cadiz, but I haven't actually played this since. So the two series that will be ongoing till FM14 will be this one with El Salvador and the Sliema Wanderer's Journey. This really with El Salvador, because it's not long until FM comes out, FM14 comes out, I think I will just... It's just going to be with El Salvador really, so this could be over very quickly if I'm being quite honest. My aim is to try and get El Salvador to a World Cup. I may carry on playing it until past FM14's release, depending on how well I'm doing. But obviously my first attempt will be for Brazil 2014. This series could be done very, very quickly, or in two senses really. One, in the fact that I could get sacked quite quickly, or the other in the sense that I could get through seasons very quickly, because I will be going on holiday between each game, because there's no point in me doing anything, especially as I'm just manager of Salvador, so I won't be doing anything in between. I will be going on holiday, and considering how many games we play, each nation plays in a year, it could be very quickly. Could be done very quickly if I'm being honest. The only time I think it won't be done as quickly as normal will be during the World Cup qualification, due to the amount of rounds. With this, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do the videos yet. I think with regards to when I'm in competitions, I will do it competition wise. So I'll do like an episode for an entire competition, or I might do it for I might do little sections, maybe do one for the group and then one for the knockout stages. When there is no competition, I will just do an episode for the entire year where I only play friendlies. But if I do very well in the World Cup qualifying, I should get quite decent videos out. I have actually, while I've been talking about this, I have decided that I will do, for the competitions, I would do a video solely for the competitions, for each one. Whereas World Cup, I'll actually, qualifying for the World Cup, I'll do it for each individual stage. Now, as you can see here, and as you may have caught a glimpse of just now, the World Cup qualifying has started in North America, or CONCACAF as it's called. We don't take part in the first round. That is solely for the 10 lowest ranked teams in the CONCACAF section. As you can see there, you've got the likes of the Turks and Caicos, US Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, Montserrat. We actually come in the second qualifying section. So just here. The third qualifying section, I believe, is mainly for... Let me just have a look at all this is. Where it's at 1, 2, 3. So we've got 6 going through, and then there's another 6. So I believe it's the top 6 ranked CONCACAF nations will go straight through to the third round. I'm not that high yet. I mean, if you consider you've got a lot of Costa Rica, Mexico, the US. So we've got quite a few teams in the top 20 there. It started well for us. As you can see, we've played the second qualifying phase, where we had Guatemala, Bermuda and Curaçao, who used to be Netherlands Antilles. The only problem is the second round, you actually need to win your group to qualify for the next round. And as you can see, we did it pretty emphatically. We drew 1-1 with Guatemala and somehow lost 1-0 with Bermuda, but we beat Bermuda and we beat Curaçao, beat Guatemala at home as well, and won in Curaçao. That game actually qualified it for us. So we went through to the third round, and there, as you can see here, I've got Costa Rica, Canada and Cuba. Now this section actually has already started, and as you can see, we beat Canada at home 2-0, and then went to Cuba and drew 0-0. Now, my worry in this section is Costa Rica. They are by far the better team in the group, and what makes it actually a little easier is that the top 2 qualify for the hexagonal stage, which is the final qualifying stage of the CONCACAF region. So as you can see, you always got to pick powerhouses. You got Costa Rica here. Whoops! Oh my God, what's going on there? Costa Rica here. You've got Mexico. You've got the US. You've got Honduras, who've actually just qualified for Brazil 2014 in real life. And then you've got like Jamaica, which some people may know. Canada, obviously. So I'm just doing this introduction really just to let you know how it's going. I will do another video once I've done the qualifying section for the third phase, which is after I play Costa Rica at home, Cuba at home, away to Canada and away to Costa Rica. I think if I can beat Costa Rica and beat Cuba both at home, then I'm pretty much safely there already. I have actually just selected my squad for the Costa Rica game. I doubt anybody would have heard of most of these. They are, to be fair, they're not that great. There's most of them are under 5k. However, you do have Rodolfo Zelaya, the main striker for El Salvador, who plays at Alanya Vladikavkaz in Russia, and Steve Purdy, who plays for Chivas USA in the MLS. There is someone else who I had to remove due to injury, who also plays for Terek Grozny in Russia. But to be fair, I've only got, I think in the national pool, I think I've only got about 7 players that are valued above about 100,000. So it's not a great squad at the moment. I do have only El Salvador set up, so hopefully with that I can get the national team a lot better. I will be honest, guys, and say I don't think there will be much content, to be quite honest, in the El Salvador in this series due to the lack of games. Really, I could show you some tables for El Salvador and stuff like that, but you won't really know many of the teams. There is obviously the North American Champions League, if I can find it, which is there, which does include El Salvador clubs. We've got Aguila there. Unfortunately, they're not that great, to be fair, Salvadorian clubs, and we've also got Isidro Metapan at the moment, so they're not that great, to be honest. But hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I've done this before, if I am honest. I've done a save with El Salvador before on this game. I managed to get to the hexagonal stage, and I actually got 4th, which is an intercontinental playoff spot. However, to my annoyance, I was drawn against the playoff team from South America, which I believe was Uruguay, so I didn't stand much of a chance to make it. With regards to the FA, they expect me to get to the 4th qualifying phase, the hexagonal, which I've got a good chance of doing, which I would expect. I would expect us to get to the 3rd qualifying round every time. It's going to be a bit intermittent between 3rd and 4th. With regards to other competitions, ones we can take place in are the Central American Nations Cup, which is basically CONCACAF's version of the European Championships. One thing we also do take place, we can play in, but depends on how we do in the Central American Nations Cup, is the Gold Cup, which is mainly for the likes of Mexico, USA, Canada, but then also includes teams from the CONCACAF Nations Cup, and also includes teams from, or nations, sorry, if I can find it, from the Caribbean Championship. But if you have a look here, you've got the likes of Barbados, Bahamas, Bermuda, basically I think also Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Haiti, the bigger nations. You have to get certain qualifying places, or you have to finish certain places in the tournament to get into the Gold Cup. I think it's the let me just have a look at the schedule for this list. I believe it's the finalists and the playoff winner, possibly the semi-finalists. I'm not too sure. So maybe 3 or 4. The American Nations Cup is the semi-finalists. Now, it may sound difficult, but the Central American Nations Cup is only 7 nations. You got Honduras, you got Panama, you got Costa Rica, you got Guatemala. There's myself, I think it's Belize, and one other team. I'm not quite sure who it is. You'll find out in the next actual section, because I've just noticed the schedule for this takes place on September the 7th, 2012, which is in 6 days' time. And there is one other team, and it's split into one group of 4, one group of 3. Winner and runner-up from both groups go through. So we do have quite a good chance. So that's it for this episode, guys. Join me next time for when I've completed the 3rd qualifying round. Hopefully we should get through, especially with a good start of 4 points out of 6. But leave some likes, guys, leave some comments, subscribe, would really appreciate it. And until next time, tune in for when we have finished the the qualifying phase. Let's see if we get through to the hexagonal. And until then, guys, take it steady.